Hey guys, are you listening to this episode on Himalaya?
If you are, we just want to say congratulations because you're already using the best podcast app out there.
And if you're not, you're totally missing out.
Yes, you should be having FOMO for sure.
Major FOMO.
Whether you're a podcaster or a fan,
Himalaya is designed with you in mind.
Himalaya has a ton of cool features like curated, shareable playlists and collections that are made just for you, along with personalized recommendations to help with content discovery.
And the best part is it's super easy to use.
So like I could even use it?
You could use it. We could use it.
Wow.
They could use it. We could all use it.
It is definitely my favorite listening app, and I'm sure it'll be yours too.
So do yourself a huge favor and download Himalaya today, and be sure to follow our show once you're there. My arm's doing this twitching thing. It's been doing this twitching thing since yesterday.
This
it's
is
freaking
not
me out.
what you prepared
it's
for
freaking
today.
me out. It's not at all. It's not at all. Guys, I have some very exciting news.
Okay.
I had my very first, not very first, I worded that very poorly. I also have awkward moments in my life, but I had a very tearing it up moment.
You did.
And it's something that Taryne already knows about, but you guys don't. And I just wanted a moment to share my own tearing it up story.
I know about this?
Yeah. You were there.
I was?
Yeah. It happened yesterday. Taryne and I were both playing at church. She sings, I play drums.
Yes.
And you guys, the most epic thing happened. It wasn't epic, actually. It was very embarrassing. It happened in front of everyone.
No, it was super epic.
And I've been playing drums since, I'm not kidding, infancy. And my mother has taught me. I've been playing ever since elementary school in front of people and on stage. And just like for school, I did drumline, all these things. Dropping your stick is something that happens. It's something that just we all have learned that it happens. You shake it off, you grab a new stick, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
And I've dropped many sticks in my life. It's not a big deal. But it's been a long time since I've dropped one. And yesterday, pretty early in the morning, maybe that was why.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was really
maybe
early.
I wasn't fully awake yet and I didn't have enough coffee. But I was playing drums with Taryne at church on a Sunday. And the stick 100%, like it was just bad timing. My right hand was moving over to the left side of the kit while my left hand was coming up. And my left stick hit my right stick. And it was just gravity at that point.
Yeah.
And the right stick just goes flying. And we walk off stage. And I played a pretty big church and there's a lot of services. So in between every service, we all everyone on stage, like the worship team always gets down. We all have snacks. We have coffee. We chit chat, talk a little bit until the next service. So I come down and I am just crying. I'm laughing so hard. I'm like in my head picturing what happened and I think it's hilarious. But in my head, I'm like, there's no way they caught this on camera because it was such a quick thing.
Yeah.
I was like, it could have been because they have a camera set up only on the drum set.
Well, there's at least 5 different camera angles and it's constantly switching. So we were like, what are the odds that it wasn't on the singers or
exact or even a wide shot. Like if it was a wide shot, you wouldn't be able to tell. You hear it, but you wouldn't be able to tell. So I'm like, guys, I dropped my stick. It was really funny. We have to watch it. And long story short, the camera guy got it.
It was perfect
on camera, and it happened so perfectly. Taryne is in the shot, it's focused on. It's focused on her, and in the background, in a tiny little corner, you can see me,
in a shadow.
Yeah, it's actually kind of you have to focus your eyes a little bit because the shot is focused on Taryne. You have to kind of focus on the background a little bit, and then you see me, and then you see perfect timing. You see me drop my stick and my face go blank, and it's probably one of the funniest, most embarrassing things because it got caught on camera.
But it's so funny because she was like, oh, I can't believe it. It was so horrible. But we'll post the video so you guys should go watch. She recovered like a champ. Literally, it was a beat that went. And it was right at a double chorus where we're supposed to be building. So right as the double chorus is supposed to kick in, the like drums cut out, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, oh my God, I messed up. Like I'm supposed to go to like the breakdown. So like you see me like really quick, like turn back because I'm like trying to read the band. Like, did I mess up? And then she like comes in. So like I was like, oh, maybe she thought it was that and just like came right in.
Yeah.
But she recovered so impressively.
Yeah.
I was very proud of you.
I was supposed to, like, I dropped it right on 1.
Yeah.
Like if you're counting, for those people who don't know, like if we're counting, if it's a 2/4 song, then you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come in on 1. I dropped it, came back in on like 3.
Yeah. No, it was like so impressive.
And I shocked myself. I was so impressed. But yeah, that was my.
You didn't skip a beat.
I didn't. That was good. That was good. Stop saying that was good. Oh, shoot.
Welcome back to our podcast, guys.
Hello, guys. Welcome back.
I'm Taryne.
I'm Ashley. And this is Unsolicited Advice
podcast. We're very professional because we've been doing this a long time. And we are in our October series.
Oh my God, that just felt like an SNL moment where I was trying to like copy you.
Yeah.
I was like, is that what she's saying?
Of course it's what I'm saying.
I was trying to confirm, and then, halfway through October, I was like, all right.
Yes.
We're here.
We're here. We literally were like geeking out on the response. So the first episode actually dropped today.
Yes.
So we drop an episode on Mondays, and that's when we happen to be recording. Mm-hmm. So like it's like Mondays for us are like
Mondays are podcast days.
Podcasts. Yeah. So we were just in the car right now because we just came together for the first time today, and we were tripping out on the response. Like, you guys. Obviously, we're soulmates because you've responded to this as much as like we've been excited for this.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of scary when you're doing things like this because you can throw out an idea like, we're going to do scary stories. And what if everyone's like, this sucks? You know? Like,
they're like, we came here for dating advice. We don't want to hear about this.
Which is so funny because for some reason, I feel like a lot of times when people talk about our podcast, they mention dating advice.
Yeah.
Which is so hilarious because...
Because we're super single.
We talk about dating sometimes, but it's like a variety of things.
Right.
But for some reason, people love when we talk about dating advice. And we're like
super single.
The most single as we're sitting in our Harry Potter wands.
If you guys, we're posting our socials for this, obviously, so you might be very, very aware. But if not, you should check out our YouTube channel because we are in Harry Potter costumes.
Yeah, we are.
Because we promised you guys we were going to dress up for every single episode.
We should put our hoods on.
Like a Lannister always pays his debts.
Oh, gosh, Ashley.
We keep our promises. And we are dressed up, hoods on.
We got robes. We got glasses. We have... wands.
We have wands.
Should we tell the story?
I think I'm going to set it up for you, and then I really think you should tell the full story because it makes sense from your perspective.
Sure.
So, as you guys know, we have been having way too much fun with our October series social posts.
Yeah.
Our promos. Too much fun. Our promos have been probably the highlight of, September and October, just like thinking of this, like planning it out, picking out the costumes. A lot went into it, and we've been having way too much fun. That being said, we were like, you know what? We should go. We happen to, live in LA where there is a Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And we were like, we should go to Universal because we got passes.
Yeah, we did.
We did last year, and we've only been once. This was our second time going, but we got it almost a year ago. It's really bad. We gotta, we need to start prioritizing things in life.
We did say when we were there that we were going to try to go every other week. Yeah. So we really should try.
Yeah. But it just worked out so perfectly because Universal has robes that you can buy. It has wands that you can buy. It has Harry Potter land, obviously. So we went. And the whole plan was to go into the store very quickly and go grab ourselves a couple of wands.
Because we wanted like legit ones. Like we didn't want like the cheapy ones you can buy.
Yeah.
So like we wanted to go to Ollivanders and buy one.
Because the truth is we actually are big fans.
Like huge.
And we were like, well, if we're going to spend money on wands.
One of us has a Harry Potter tattoo.
Guess
we will not disclose the location on that one's body.
You'll never know.
But
did you hear me? I was like, guess where it is. You'll never know.
No. My dad listens. Hey, Dad.
Sorry, Mr. E. Taryne, take it away. How did your wand go?
Okay.
Wand shopping go. I said that weird.
Yeah. So we go and we somehow get in this line and we were both like complaining. It was so funny because we both were like, this is stupid. We don't want a wand experience. We just want to go in and get it because we got things to do.
We had a busy day.
But then the second we were like over it, we got like ushered into this room and immediately both of us looked at each other and we're like, this is the coolest thing.
This is magical.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Why did we not want to come here?
Oh, it was cool. So we go in through this like hidden door into legit Ollivanders. Like if you've seen Harry Potter, the scene where he gets his wand, that's what it was. So there's like the desk and the wall behind is all full of like wands and there's an actor there. And he starts like walking around the room with this like thick accent and he
must be an actual actor because he did a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal. So he walks and he like zeroes in on me, right? And he's walking up to me and he goes, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Taryne." Like so happy. So then he's like, "Please step forward." And I was like freaking out. Like I don't care that I'm in my 30s. Mm-mm. I am literally a child at heart. Mm-hmm. And there's times where I lose all control of like trying to keep it together. Mm-hmm. This was one of those times. So I go, I'm like frequently looking at Ashley and literally just squeaking, like just going, like squeaking, like so excited.
And just a real quick note, I immediately grabbed my phone and filmed the whole thing, which so obviously we're going to be posting this for you and proofing it. But all the people around me, the entire time we're like, he picked the perfect person. Oh my God, he picked the perfect person. These two girls next to me were like, oh my God, she's so cute. He picked the perfect person. And I'm not kidding. I keep saying that because multiple people around me said that. And I was just laughing, holding my phone going, yeah, girl.
It's funny because there's like all these children, but he was like, no, this girl, she's it. So guys, I go up to the desk. He's like talking about wands, how the wand chooses you. He would set a wand in my hand and then straight up tell me to do a spell. Like one of them, he was like, I want you to like pick those flowers up off the wall and like bring them to the floor. So he was like, I want you to say Wingardium Leviosa, which obviously I knew what that spell was. So like I do it and then it'd be like all this smoke and the flowers would like die. So I literally was like, I am doing this. Like, I am performing magic right now.
I'm a wizard.
I was a wizard. Mm-hmm. So anyways, we go through these spells. All the wands are rejecting me. And then he does the famous line. He goes, I wonder. And he tells me to come closer to him. By this point, he's literally like 10 inches from my face, staring straight into my eyes. I started crying.
And that's when he knew he picked the right person.
So like I'm literally staring at him, fully aware that like I'm like have like an inch of tear fluid just between me and this guy. And then he like picks up a wand, puts it in my hand, and the entire like room comes alive. Like fans are blowing, like my hair's in the air, my shirt's flapping. There's like a spotlight on me just in the movie because the wand chose me.
She was standing over a wind tunnel.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I look at Ashley and I'm like screaming and like
and
I was
holding up
freaking
my phone,
out,
smiling like a proud mom.
Yeah. And so anyways, so all this to say, a wand chose me. It was the most magical experience of my life. I aesthetically was not even like, this is not a wand I would choose, but it chose me. And I paid a pretty penny for it because it chose me.
Because this wand was meant for her.
It was.
But all
it was
of
magical.
That to say that we are here in our Halloween costumes with our legit Harry Potter wands that was chosen for Taryne and that I chose for myself.
Yours is very cute. I would have chosen that probably.
They had a really cool feature where it's like, you know, like horoscopes where you look up your personalities based on your birthday and stuff like that. They had different types of wood that were based on personality, so you could pick a wand that most fit your personality.
And
so I thought that was really cool.
Fit yours, yeah.
So mine was, you know, made for me too.
It was.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to read off all of the wonderful things that you guys were saying.
Oh my gosh, I have some too.
About this last episode. You guys loved the October series so much. Taryne and I, without even speaking to each other or talking about this, took screenshots of all of the fun things.
I figured, but honestly, okay, here's the thing. You guys are starting to step it up in like your engagement with us.
Yes,
Even
we appreciate it.
I'm still trying to figure out Facebook. It's funny because Facebook was like a thing when we were younger, but then this period of time came where it like wasn't cool, and now I feel like it's kind of cool again.
Yeah.
But now that I went back on it, I don't know how to work it anymore. Like I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, there's
last time I went on, I forget what it was for, but I couldn't even remember. I couldn't figure out how to post something.
I couldn't figure out how to find my own photos. Like I looked forever.
Where did my pictures go?
So all this to say, I literally just found where like you guys post on our Facebook page. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's like all these things people had said that I didn't even know. And also like we're going to do a better job of like posting when we have an episode. And I would love for it to be a place where like you guys comment and have discussions of your own with other people about like what you thought about the episode, things it brought up, whatever. If you want like to say something encouraging to that person, like I would love if it became that. But all this to say, like on Instagram, we're starting to get some fun edits, which is like mine and Ashley's favorite thing in the entire world.
Oh my gosh.
We also on Twitter are getting tagged in a lot more things. So we're trying to step up our engagement, and we love that you guys are involved. So I feel like this is going to start becoming a thing where we just read off like our fan faves. Like,
yeah.
Because we both were like so excited. We're like, dude, did you see like the things people were saying this week? It was great.
One of my absolute favorite pages is Unsolicited Advice Update.
Oh, love that one. Yes.
I don't know who this person is, but you kill it every single time. They had this edit for the Halloween series is a priest holding up our podcast picture, and the caption says, blessing this podcast. And that's all it says. And it was the funniest thing. I reposted it, I think, within like a few minutes of them posting it, because
I got tagged in it.
It was so funny
from you. It's funny because so we both access our Instagrams, so or our Instagram for this podcast. So it's funny because I'll get a notification that says Unsolicited Advice tagged you in a post, and then I'm always like so excited. I'm sure it's the same for you. Like when I post,
I'm like, oh yay! Yeah, it's
like,
so funny. It's hilarious when I post for UA, and then I go on my own personal Instagram and then comment on it. The UA post.
Or
like,
today,
yes.
Ashley posted, I read the caption and was like, oh God, Ash. Like she made like an error.
I can't
So
spell.
then I like go on and like correct it and just text her, I got you. Like
I love it. Like I don't even.
just cute.
It's fine. It's fine.
I have a couple too. So I have from Tessa Couture 07. She said, yes, I can admit that all I was thinking about whilst listening to Unsolicited Pod, remember our Twitter is Unsolicited Pod, PAWD, today was, where is this creepy music that I'm hearing coming from? Made me feel like I was in a legit horror film for a minute. Nice work, girls. And we have to admit, that was not us. That was all
Nice work,
Mark.
Mark. That was all Mark.
The music was great. I literally, when I was like reviewing it, it kicked in and I got chills. I was like, oh, shoot.
Oh, this is good.
Like, I know I read the story, but I'm still like terrified.
I saw so many more Mama Angie stories in our DMs.
Guys, I don't know.
Raleigh said that, and then who else was it? It's someone else. One second. Oh, Smossley6 said she wanted more Angie stories as well. She also said she just discovered us while she was at work, and she's been binge listening for about 2 weeks now, and it's already caught up.
Love that. I love that.
I was like, that's dedication right there, because we're pretty far into it.
Yeah. Another from Twitter, Elena Bergmuller, I hope I said that right, was like, I hate that I'm addicted to this podcast because I probably can't sleep tonight.
Yeah. Aesthetically, with 3 eyes, said, I was listening to your first October podcast with my headphones on, and just as Taryne is reading the second story from her mom, my husband comes into the room. My back is to the door. He grabs my shoulders to tell me something, and I almost died.
I can like physically picture that.
I know. That got me. I was like, that's something that I would do, because our house is usually very busy. So if I'm listening to something or watching something, I almost always have headphones on. So it does result in me getting scared a lot of the time.
I'm waiting for the day where I accidentally punch someone like right in the jugular. I almost did. I was walking down from my apartment to my car, and like when you come out, it's like a gate you go through, and then there's a sidewalk. So like realistically, someone could surprise you from like both sides. So when I walked out, I looked right first to check if there was anyone. And when I went to look left, there happened to be this man walking past me.
Oof.
And I did this like weird, like, you know what I mean? And then he started cracking up and I was like, I'm so sorry. But I was like ready to like punch.
Ooh.
And I was like, this poor guy was probably just out having a stroll and I just freaking sock him in the throat.
That's hilarious. Everyone has different responses to things like that.
Oh my gosh, totally.
The tactical Sarah 97 said, listening to today's podcast and my male person scared the living crap out of me by ringing my doorbell. How dare they? I jumped so high.
It's funny too, like a lot of people were like, I'm not sure if I can listen to it. And you know, I feel like you should.
Yeah.
It's good things
I think
to
you
know.
should.
You can learn things from it.
I think you should. It's scary, but it's also not like, I mean, I guess it is kind of horror movie-esque, but like it has a scary moment and then it like eases it, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, anyways. Wait.
It's my turn.
Oh, go.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
This was a tweet that it does talk about our October series, but my heart, like we say all the time, I don't think you guys understand how much like we're like emotionally invested in all of you. Mm-hmm. Literally, if you're hearing me say this, I love you.
We love you so much.
We love you. This is from someone on Twitter. Her name is Abby Grosso. And she said, seriously, listening to Unsolicited Pod has been so good for me in ways I will eventually be comfortable talking about. But for right now, they are making this lame Monday amazing with today's episode chock full of spooky stories. And I just like that literally my heart, like immediately I was like, girl, whatever you're overcoming, like I'm here.
I love that.
We're ready for whenever you like want to talk. And just the fact that like that's so brave of her to even say that. And the fact that she's obviously like opening herself up to be like listening and like challenging herself to grow.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is that you're not comfortable talking about, and it's fine. Like you don't have to talk about it, and it's fine if that day doesn't come. But whatever it is, our thoughts are with you, and I'm proud of you for even being open to that.
Yeah. We talk about a lot of different topics on this podcast, and it has definitely had, you know, some more serious topics and it's definitely gotten to like some funny states as well.
Yeah.
But like I hope you guys know that our ultimate goal is that you guys are comfortable and able to share stuff like that with us. So it just makes our hearts very happy because that was like the original intent was to be able to like literally just be like sisters to you guys and just being able to like talk openly about topics that you guys want to talk about. So the fact that she's like getting more comfortable with that just makes me so happy.
I love it.
I have one last one that I wanted to share.
Okay.
Medallia 18 posted a long one, so I'm going to kind of sum it up a little bit. Oops. She says she listened to our scary episode, and it was all good except that her parents have been gone for 10 days.
10 days?
Yeah, they're on a trip. So she's home alone with her brother.
Oh, no.
She was on the phone with him after listening to the podcast, and all of a sudden the call dropped. She said where she lives right now is currently very windy and stormy. So she started to freak out a little bit, like something creepy was going to go on. Also, the family dog, unfortunately, I'm so sorry for this, passed away a while ago. Aww. So she has no dog, no brother, no parents, and she's at home by herself freaking out. I put, she ended it by saying that I love this podcast so much, but I probably won't be listening to the rest of the October series. And I put, hey, we support you in this decision. Just please come back to us afterwards. If I was home alone and had no other option too, I fully get that.
I fully feel that. Yeah.
I actually listen, me and Taryne both do, to a lot of true crime episodes. And I have a rule in my house. I can only listen to it while the sun's out. The second the sun starts setting, I have to put on positive things, cartoons, whatever it is. It has to be on, windows shut, lights on. Like I'm not allowed to listen to that kind of stuff at night because I will have nightmares about it.
Oh no, totally.
Just, a little tip for maybe future episodes. Like
for the next 3. Surprise. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into a quick break and then we'll get this party started.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can totally do that.
Okay. Do you want to give us a teaser?
I do. I have a title for you.
I'm ready.
Peace out, homesickle.
Peace out, homesickle?
Homesickle.
Oh.
That's my title teaser. Let's go ahead and take our break. And
I'm trying to piece it together.
You'll be able to figure it out once we get into it.
All right. BRB. So Ash, I'm definitely a fan of glasses.
Yeah, you are.
I feel like you know this.
I do know this. I am too, but I don't need them.
Yeah.
I wear them for other reasons.
For fun.
For just,
Funsies.
looks.
Yes. One of the companies that I've always been obsessed with is Warby Parker. And, we'll get into all the details about why they're so cool. But one of my favorite things about them is the purpose behind them. And did you know that almost 1 billion people worldwide lack access to glasses?
That's such a bummer.
It's such a bummer. And they believe that we should get on top of this. So they partner with nonprofits like Vision Spring to ensure that for every pair of glasses sold, a pair is distributed to someone in need.
I love that.
And I love that.
Wow, I love that. I recently just got my own pair of Warby Parker glasses, and I know I just said I don't need them, so you're like, why'd you get some? Well, they have sunglasses as well, but I got a blue light filter pair of glasses.
Yes.
So they look like glasses, they're non-prescription, but they have a blue light filter, and I think this is amazing because it's such a, people don't talk about it, about how dangerous it is for your eyes. And I edit on my computer 24/7, 90% of the time at night in bed because I waited too long. So this is actually a really cool thing that I've just started using. And I don't really wear eyeglasses a lot. So I didn't really know what would look best for the shape of my face, but they have a quiz that makes it so easy. It asks what shape your face is, it asks about your eyes, how you normally wear your sunglasses and other glasses and stuff like that. So that was actually really helpful for me to find the right pair of style that I liked. It even asks what your aesthetic is. Mm-hmm. To help you figure out if it would want colorful glasses or more subtle glasses. So that was super fun. The each pair of glasses starts at $95, including prescription lenses, which is super, super cool and fun. And if you have an iPhone X, you can get the Warby Parker app. Guys,
That's
this
so cool.
is sick. It's a virtual try on option. So you can not only, when you go into the store and you try on stuff, it's kind of a bummer when you shop online because you can't try stuff on, but they have an app where you can virtually put on the glasses, which is so much fun, which will help you pick out the 5 pairs that you want to try on at home. So that was super fun as well.
If you would like to try the free try-on program, what you do is you order 5 pair of glasses, try them for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy them. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. All you need to do is head to warbyparker.com/advice to order your free try-on kit. Just take the quiz to find a pair that is perfect for you today.
Again, go to warbyparker.com/advice, ADVICE, and get your free home try-on today.
Well, welcome back. We're glad you made it through
The break.
Before we get started, I just wanted to say this week, I'm not even joking. I haven't even told you this. I was approached by people at church. I was approached by a parent at one of the schools that I work at that I actually was her daughter's preschool teacher when her daughter was 2. I was approached by a guy that I work with who is very, shout out David. He was like, "Are you going to talk about me on the podcast?" I was like, "Probably."
David, this is your moment.
But he is such a critical person. And he was saying, it was funny talking to him because he was like, yeah,
What do you mean critical?
He has an opinion about everything.
Oh, got it.
And if he didn't like the podcast, he would straight up tell me.
Okay.
So, and he was just saying,
I love people like that, actually.
I love it. And then other times I'm I just need your support.
Okay, calm down.
But you're a 9, so it makes sense because you like to look at all the areas.
I'd rather know.
Yeah. Okay. But he said something that I thought was super cool because he was yeah, it's funny listening because he's I literally felt like I was just sitting in the car just talking to you. He's because you're exactly the same on the podcast as when you talk in real life.
That's such a good point.
Yeah. And he was and because you guys don't pretend to have anything together or be professionals by any way, shape, or form, you literally can talk about anything and it's not like off-putting, because he's like, it's not like you're coming being like, hi, this is a podcast about blah, blah, blah. Here's our opinion about all these things.
Right.
It's like we're literally just two girls like saying whatever we want. So like he was like, so you literally can talk about anything, and like I'm just sitting there just like
along for the
you
ride.
know? Yeah. So that was cool. But and like honestly, like 4 other people. I even had someone recognize my voice and ask me if I was yes.
What?
Guys, I'm not even joking. I think that we're growing. And it's so exciting because the array of people who say they like listen and love our podcast is all over the board, all across the board. And I was just super pumped this week.
Our UA fam is getting bigger.
It's getting bigger.
I love that.
I even had Tyler, who we talked about him in a previous episode. He texted me and was like, yeah, it's my new Monday ritual. And my entire office has gotten into it. So they just like play it. So it's just things like that I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hey, Tyler's office.
Hey, Tyler's office.
Hey, guys.
Have a productive day. Or don't.
Get back to work. No, I'm just kidding. Listen to us.
Okay, Nancy.
I don't know what happened. Do we address it?
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Everyone's
We're
like,
never
going to
get to our
just
story.
Get to the scary stories.
So I told you guys about Karen.
Karen.
Taryne has, oftentimes been referred to as Karen accidentally at like restaurants and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I don't have like a name.
Well, I think Karen has morphed into like an alter ego of basically when someone wants to like insult me. Like Ashley, she'll be like, God, Karen, get it together. And I'm like,
just because I know how much she hates that name.
I don't hate that.
She doesn't hate Karen.
If any of you are named Karen, it's a beautiful name. It sounds very similar to mine. It's just the fact that I get called Karen.
It's not her, and so she gets triggered by the name Karen. So whenever I want to, get her mad, if she's like taking a long time or if she's doing something that's bothering me, I'll be like, God, Karen, figure it out.
It's true.
Her face every single time is just like so mad. She wants to punch me. And I was like, I don't really have anything like that. And Taryne goes into detail about a personality that I have.
Oh, I'll take over. Yes.
Yeah, please.
So Ashley likes to like mother, but not in a way of like caretaker, in a way of like, I'm going to boss you around and make you feel like you're 5 years old. And so now that I live with her, I've learned about that a lot more. It's like, have you had your snack?
I don't talk
Did you take your medicine? Blah, blah, blah. Things like that, which, love her for it. But we officially named her.
Yes.
Can I say
this side of me has a name. Yes. You did choose it. So
her name is Nancy. Nancy comes out often, and now I have a name. Like right now, I just told her, okay, Nancy.
She said, okay, Nancy, because...
So Karen and Nancy,
Karen
they're the best
Nancy.
of friends.
Yeah. Who knew this was going to go this way?
We'll see.
Our friendship has turned into Karen and Nancy.
Karen and Nancy.
Someone please make an edit with Karen and Nancy.
Please.
Please. Yeah. I can't wait.
Make
I can't wait until this happens.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to, pull this back and get into my story. You guys,
get ready.
Happy freaking Halloween series. This is our second episode going with it, and we're very pumped about it. Again, this title is Peace Out Homesickle.
Ready.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
For the sake of time, I'll just say right away that you can call me Momo.
Hey, Momo.
Love that. With that being said, I just want to tell you both how much I look forward to your new episode every Monday and all the laughs, she put in quotes, and cries, or parentheses, I don't know why I said quotes, that I share with you. I have lots, and I mean lots, of stories that I've considered sharing. One of them being a time where I ripped my pants at the gym.
Love it.
Ate silly string,
Why?
Not on purpose, on camera, and even scored a point in team sports volleyball with my face. Yes, my face.
Yeah, girl.
That is pure talent, if you ask
girl.
me. However, when you both asked for an October story, I remembered an event that happened in my freshman year of high school. I am in my second year of college right now. That seems just unreal and just the type of story that feels suited for this fabulous podcast.
Gosh. I'm so excited.
That year's Halloween would be my last time I would ever go trick-or-treating. And even then, with my best friend at that time and we were very close to staying home all night and just watching scary movies, which I feel like I struggle with that desire every single Halloween.
Yeah.
Like I always plan on doing a bunch of things, and then inevitably I'm always like, I'd rather just stay home and watch scary movies and hand out candy.
I know, because the kids are so cute. I love watching their outfits.
I know. It did suck, like at the apartment where Alicia and I used to live.
True. I could see that.
Because people didn't trick or treat.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, we should just go somewhere. So we would usually do that. But now that we have a house, the neighborhood's just prime. Like the kids are great, and they it's so much fun. Anyways, again, I am a mess today.
Dude, are these robes hot for you?
I'm sweaty.
Struggling. Yeah,
I'm sweaty.
Keep
Okay.
going, I'm listening.
Okay, so they were very tempted to stay in all night and watch movies. But on a whim, with some leftover face paint from Michael's, which I don't know why we had it, we dressed up as dead gangsters, which means to say that we wore very baggy clothes and had subpar face paint on. That's one of those classic, like, let's get dressed up real quick.
Yeah.
Like a Scarecrow. That's another good one.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the night was a seemingly normal Halloween night for a couple of teenage girls. We had pillowcases full of candy, and we were doing pretty good. We went all throughout her neighborhood, making our candy stash bigger before deciding to cross one of the main streets and go over to the condos on the other side of the last row of homes to hit that and get some candy before heading back. We headed up one side of the condos, and it was pretty dead. No lights, no bowls of candy, until we hit the last house. Now, I just want to say that I didn't do drugs then, and I don't do drugs now. What I'm about to tell you is just a wacky, weird, true event that I can't even describe well, so I'll just get into it. So we go up to this one house with all intents and purposes of doing the whole ring the doorbell, ask for candy shtick. She said shtick. I wanted to make sure that I didn't say that weird.
Shtick. Yeah.
But when we got to this house/condo thing, we realized that the door was slightly open. Thinking this was weird, we were both very worried that maybe someone was hurt inside or something really bad had happened.
Turn around.
So, like a couple of smarties, we go inside to check it out. And oh, honey, Momo, I feel like that is just a rookie move. You can't do that. That's a rookie move. You can't go in. No. I feel like that's like every movie. You know, when you're screaming at the character, like, no.
Why would you
go into the forest by yourself.
Oh, no.
Don't do that. Momo.
Have you noticed when I listen to the scary stories, I go, yeah. Absolutely not. No.
I think it adds a lot to the scary story. Thanks. She continues. Now, we don't get very far because even though we're dumb enough to think that going in was a smart idea, we definitely knew there was a line that shouldn't be crossed. Although I still remember the inside of that condo. It was completely dark besides some faint moonlight that illuminated parts of the room which looked messy and lived in. Yet there were no people there, which made it all the more eerie. We checked it out for a few minutes and deliberated on what we should do by that point in the Halloween night. It had already gotten pretty late and trick-or-treating was basically done. On the whole street, we were the only trick-or-treaters left.
Oh, God.
The realization that this place was not a place that we should be in settled in our hearts, and we decided it was better to leave and go back home. This is when it gets really weird. When we turn around from the particular door that we had entered in through to head back onto the main street, we see, standing a few paces ahead of us at the end of the street, so on the opposite side of where we would be going, a very tall clown.
Nope.
This just became a horror movie.
I do not.
It's clearly
mess
it.
With clowns.
Like, it's obviously it. Like, there's no doubt about it.
No.
I'm not kidding. There was a creepily dressed clown that was very tall, standing there, watching us, not making a noise whatsoever.
Oh, that makes it even worse. You know, like
that is straight out of a movie.
The scary character that literally just stands and then literally their head moves slowly 2 inches to the side.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I don't know why, but I feel hungry because I think I'm like scared. And I'm hugging my wand.
That's your response. I'm hungry. That was the worst part. Him not talking, but literally just watching us.
Oh my gosh.
Freaked out, we decided the smartest option would be to face this creepy clown and slowly walk backwards down the way we came as we tried to understand which was going on, which would mean that they would have to like walk past him. Because they'd have to exit the house and like walk backwards, but that means they'd have to be like closer to him.
Because he was standing like, from what I heard it, like I'm picturing him standing and they walk out and they're trying to walk away from him, but they don't want to turn their backs to him. So they're like,
yeah. As we did this, and since I couldn't handle the silence, I was trying to make conversation with the clown man, which sounds like something I would do. Asking him questions in hopes that he would break character and reveal that he's not a crazy murder rapist psycho.
Seriously, dear Lord.
Honestly. But does this dude talk? No.
Oh my God.
Which is why I decide a different and better approach would be intimidation. And luckily, my friend took Taekwondo classes. This is where Taryne comes into it. I'm just kidding. So as we're slowly walking backwards, and he every once in a while goes an inch forward.
No.
Hell no. I am blabbering all this stuff about how my friend takes self-defense classes and asking whether or not he's a guy, because whether or not he's a guy would help us figure out like how we should hit him. And I was like,
the nuts?
Yeah. Do we go
or
up?
the
Do we go down?
area?
Like, we can't figure it out. Which is actually smart. So she's blabbering all of this yada 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 stuff to him, trying to figure out if it's a guy or a girl, and trying to intimidate him in a little bit. Even after all of that, though, this dude will not back off and does not say a word, while also keeping his attention on our every move.
Oh my gosh.
So realizing that the slow backwards walking approach wasn't getting us anywhere far, we both looked at each other and just turned around and ran. And as we begin to sprint out of the spooky town, Mr. Creepy Clown Man shouts, "Peace out, homesickle." Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
In case you are wondering if I wrote this wrong or if you read it incorrectly, I will say it again. "Peace out, homesickle" are his parting words to us.
No.
In the end, though, that could have gone literally so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's just a funny, weird Halloween story I'll always have. If you decide to share this on your podcast, it'll make all the oddness so much more worth it. But keeping in the spirit of unsolicited advice, I wanted to ask what you both would have done if you were my friend and I. I would love to hear it. Always a listener, always a friend, Momo.
Oh, that's a cute, what's it called? Ending? Or
I know,
like
she ended that really well.
What do you call it? It's a cute, what you say at the end of a letter?
Closing?
No. I don't know. I'll think of it. Go ahead.
Oh.
What are you going to say?
So I do really think that both of you guys really took on our characters. I think Taryne would have been the one who took the Taekwondo classes, because she is very, like, she has her shit together with like knowing what to do and stuff like that, where I just panic. But I will talk a lot. If I get very uncomfortable, I get really quiet. And if I feel like something needs to happen, then I'll just start saying things that I don't understand.
Yeah.
One of them would be, my friend takes self-defense classes and she can kick you.
Yeah.
She can kick you. Like, I would just start going off like that. But it's really funny because this whole story reminded me of a Halloween moment that me and you shared together.
I was just thinking about it. And I'm pretty sure literally that's how we both handled it.
So first of all, Taryne and I did something very similar. We were planning on staying in, watching movies, and just like eating candy, maybe baking something pumpkin-y. I don't know, just something like that. We had a group of friends with us, Tiffany and Rachel. So there were 4 of us, right? And we decided to all get dressed up because where I used to live, there was a street, and there's always a street that goes like full out for Halloween. So Taryne finds out about the street and is like, we should all go trick-or-treating. And I said, okay, that'd be so much fun.
My parents' house, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
So we go. And we're all dressed up. We all have different costumes on. We're having so much fun just bouncing around from house to house and seeing all of the cool decorations, because I'm not kidding you guys. These houses went full out. Like, they were crazy. Some of them had mazes. But the street was packed. So it's really important that you guys understand this street was packed. There were so many people. We start noticing that this one guy in a Michael Myers costume is following us.
Yeah, I'll never forget. Mark just slides onto the screen slowly, salutation, and that's exactly the word I was trying to think of. Mark,
salutation always makes me think of Charlotte's Web.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Okay, no, I remember because I spotted him first because I was on high alert. By her saying we were having fun, they were having fun. I was kind of having fun.
It's so funny because this was your idea to go trick-or-treating.
Because I always want to be involved in stuff, but like I am so jumpy, and like there'd be like a dad with a clown mask would walk by me and I'd be like that, so I was already on edge. I look across the street and I see this guy with a Michael Myers mask, like with his body peeking out from behind a tree, and he's just staring in our direction and not moving. So I was standing, just staring back, like trying to like gauge it. And then I was like, Taryne, you're fine. And then I think I like told you, I was like, that guy's creepy. And you're like, oh yeah, he's creepy. We go down like to another house, and then I look over, and now he's just standing, staring at us. Same thing, like with like the cocked head, like just terrifying.
He'd be like behind a car or behind a tree, very, very purposefully staring at us.
So I start yelling, no, like, no, get out. Like,
which
whatever.
I'm sure egged this guy on.
Oh, I'm sure And then I quickly went into like, I'm not okay. This guy's freaking me out.
You and Tiffany did.
Yeah. And then Ashley and Rachel were like laughing, like, this is so funny.
I was eating it up. This guy was like full on, like, he was Michael Myers. Like he was like the character became him, you know.
It was going on too long, and we were starting to get to the end of the street where like it was like trickling down. There wasn't as many people, and the walk back to our car was like this like dark kind of downhill street. So I was like, I'm done. And so me and Tiffany were like, I'm not playing. So we were like, you guys can do whatever you want, but like if he murders you, this is your choice. I want to make this clear. We love you, but we don't support your life choices. So we sprinted to the car, and my heart was beating so fast. This is why you wonder why I couldn't even handle that. And you want me to go to a maze where there's people purposefully trying to kill me?
Taryne refuses to go to horror nights with me.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, so I just thought that was really funny how similar those stories were, because there was a weird guy in a costume literally following us around. And I'm not kidding. I had my phone out. I was recording the entire thing. It was hilarious to me. I wonder if I still have it now that I'm thinking about it.
I hope not.
I kind of feel like I don't, but you never know. Yeah. So I was recording the entire thing, which was just so funny. Me and Rachel were dying laughing watching Taryne and Tiffany just like take off down the road.
Oh, especially because like I run like a duck.
Mind you, there are families and children just having a grand old time around us. And Terrence, I'm not kidding.
He was not zoned in on them.
Running away.
Yes.
And I was just like, this guy, and you know, there's no way he could chase us.
The thing is, and this is the thing. For a grown man to be alone,
I don't know if he was a grown man.
He was big, dude.
He was big, but he wasn't.
But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Grown man. Think of all the crime stuff we listen to. There are some weird freaking people.
I agree.
So for someone to be alone on Halloween with a mask that covers their entire face and be like stalking these girls, like knowing he's scaring them, if he's getting off on the fear or if he has like a sinister plan, you don't know. So I think it's best, like what you guys did, to like, it's best to just be removed. Like you don't want to play around too much to the point where like you could be someone's victim. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anywho.
And all I'm saying is that there's no way he could have gotten us.
Oh, he could have gotten us.
With all of those people around.
Oh, he could have gotten us.
I agree. We left and it was a good call, but
yeah. I was prepared to run over.
We were safe. Yeah. These poor girls, on the other hand, were all alone.
Yeah.
And should not have entered that house, Momo.
Yeah.
You should not have entered the house, Momo.
Hello.
That was a big no.
No.
But yeah, I'm really glad that you guys made it out okay. I'm so happy that you guys shared this with us. And if I were you, I probably would have ran.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have even been able to like
all y'all need to be
walk
safe.
Backwards and start a conversation. I think I would have just like sprinted.
Yeah.
Specifically because I'm in a stranger's house and I'm on a street by myself.
Yeah.
That screams imminent death.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, the way he like his like homesicle or whatever, like, you know, it was some dude that was
just
like
some dude that is like,
so funny.
I have got these girls in the palm of my hand. I'm going to milk it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm so glad that you guys are safe, Momo. And I'm so glad that you shared your story with us. Yep. It was a perfect October story and you wrote it so well. So thank you so much. Me.
So good. Okay. Well, before we get into mine, we'll take a short break.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one, okay, if you guys really let yourself get into this one and picture it, this freaked me out so much. I think you can handle it. You'll be okay. Everyone was okay. But I think like it has the elements that I want to talk about at the end. It
has a lot of...
there are very specific elements that are in horror movies that are so interesting to me.
Oof. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited to see if I can pick out what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you will. Okay. So we will be right back with mine. So enjoy your break.
Yay.
Bye.
It's BetterHelp time. Yep. We have really grown fond of our BetterHelp sponsor. We feel like they get us and we get them. And it's just a good fit. So we are sponsored by BetterHelp today and we couldn't be more happy about it.
And guys, so I just personally challenged myself to try to, to spout off some of the facts. So you should check me if
I'm
I get
going
it
to
wrong.
follow and make sure that you get everything. But
right.
yes, let's see if you got this.
BetterHelp, you take a quiz. You get matched with a licensed professional therapist that you'll love in under 24 hours. There's 4 modes of communication. Text, chat, video, and phone conversations.
Yeah, talk on the phone.
You can switch to a different therapist if for some reason it's not a fit with no charge to you. And BetterHelp is affordable, but they also have financial aid that's available if you qualify.
Damn girl.
Bam.
Wow, you nailed that.
Thank you.
Guys, a moment of applause for Taryne Renee for remembering all of that. I couldn't agree more. It is a truly affordable option, and you guys, of course, get your discount. All UA listeners get 10% off of your first month using the discount code Unsolicited Advice, and I'm going to spell it for you. It's UNSOLIS. Wow. I said S. I meant C. I got so cocky. Yeah, I got so cocky because you did so well and I wanted to.
It's okay.
Okay.
Spelling's fun.
UNSOLICITEDADVICE.
Good job, honey.
If you've been wanting to talk, you can get started right away. Go to BetterHelp.com. Unsolicited advice, guys. Simply fill out the questionnaire and get matched with a counselor that you'll love. Again, that's BetterHelp.com/unsolicited advice.
You ready?
Sorry. Yes. I'm so ready.
It's a doozy, so I'm just going to enter into it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Please.
Okay. Oh. Dear Ashley and Taryne, first of all, I just wanted to say that this story is a scary one, so you can use it in your scary story episodes. I would appreciate it if you kept me and my friend anonymous, but it gets confusing, so you can use E and S. Okay, so before I tell you the story, I just want to make sure that you know this story is 100% real. It truly did happen to us. Let's get into the story. Just a few months ago, in August, I was sleeping over at E's house. E happens to have a pool in her neighborhood, so we always go swimming. Unfortunately, the pool closes at 9, but because there are no lifeguards, we usually end up staying later than we are supposed to. This time we got to the pool at 8:30, so we figured we'd be there for about an hour, but that didn't happen. The second we got in the water, we started hearing noises behind us. Just for reference, there's a picture of the pool included in this email if you guys need to help make sense of the story. So I'll post that on our thing. It's just it's just a basic picture of a pool, but again, it's
more for layout
get,
purposes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we were sitting on the steps of the pool and we thought it might be a squirrel in the bushes behind us. No problem. We continued our lives until about 2 minutes later, a gray SUV pulls into the parking lot. Nobody ever comes to the pool at night except for E and me, so we made sure to keep an eye on the car. But we got distracted and forgot about it. 25 minutes later, I remembered it was still there, so I turned to E and said, "Is that car still there?" And no joke, the second I said that, the car backed out of the parking lot. But that isn't even close to the weirdest part. A few moments later, we heard a dog collar jingle. We assumed that someone was walking their dog. But the longer we listened, we started to realize that there weren't any footsteps and the dog collar sounded like it was staying in the same spot. From where we were in the pool, we couldn't see over the white brick wall that we could hear the dog collar behind. So I stood up and looked over the wall, and all I saw was a face.
Dude, I can't. My face right now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that.
It was literally staring right back at us.
She was peeking over the wall?
She went to look over the wall to see what the noise was and was met by a face. Yeah, I would have passed out, like, done.
Oh.
Done. Yeah. I ducked back down, telling E what I had seen, and we stayed quiet. A very, very, very pale lady walked out into the front of the pool with her dog. E and I both noticed that the dog was limping and walking weird. Suddenly, E gasped, and she said, I know that dog. That was my neighbor's dog. She had him like 6 years ago, and he walked exactly like that, but I swear he died a long time ago. Keep in mind, E lives in a neighborhood where everybody knows each other. It's uncommon to see someone you haven't seen before. So anyways, this lady continues with her walk. It was dark, so I couldn't tell if that was the face I saw because I thought it was a man. And I also couldn't tell if she was smiling creepily. Maybe it just had been my eyes. She walked down by the side of the pool where there was a bunch of planted bushes. Just before she was about to be covered by a bush from our view, she held up her hand. At the time, we thought it was a wave to us, but she wasn't waving. She was just holding it up, almost like a signal. Keep in mind that E and I were already starting to gather our stuff and head out of the pool. As we were walking, right? I'd be like, I am out. I mean, I would have been out the second I saw the face. I'd be gone.
Done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As we were walking out towards the pool gate, I turned to see the lady just pass by an opening in the bush and saw that she had stopped dead and started filming us. There were lights on at the pool, so we could tell she was videoing us. We started running back to E's house, which was very close to the pool, so you can see it, even from back in the pool area. Once we got inside, we closed all the curtains and locked all the doors and tried to process what had just happened. It was only 9 o'clock at this point, so we knew that we couldn't get in trouble for being at the pool past hours. We were sitting in E's living room, which had a door that leads out to where we came in. About 2 minutes later, we had convinced ourselves that it was probably nothing and the lady was just being weird. But just as we were getting up to go get changed, E's whole curtain rod just fell, like straight off the hook. Keep in mind, E also had blinds on her window, so even though the curtain fell, nobody would have been able to see in. I'm almost positive that that was just a coincidence, but it did make us quiet down. And it quieted us down enough to hear the scariest noise I have ever heard. The dog collar jingle right outside our door.
Dude, I got full body chills.
Oh my God. Okay. We were about to retreat into another part of the house just in case something worse happened when suddenly we heard a man's voice. We couldn't hear what he was saying, just knew that he was talking. And now I was starting to piece together things. That wave signal must have been to somebody behind us, behind the wall, and that somebody must have been a man. And don't think we had mistaken the person walking the dog as a man. It was definitely female. We could see the outline of her anatomy.
Anatomy.
The next thing that happened shook both me and E to the core. The doorknob on the door started turning, and we could hear people outside definitely trying to get in. This to us showed that they were serious. This wasn't a joke. These people wanted in, and we wanted them far, far away. We freaked out and ran into E's room and stayed there for about 10 minutes. We were talking about whether or not to get a knife, to call 911. However, we were starting to become slightly less scared and decided to just get dressed and just chill. So, and that's the thing. This is the thing. In all of these stories, I feel like it's easy to be like, why didn't these people just this or that? But I think when you're startled, like your first reaction is to talk yourself down and be like, you're fine. But in this specific story, these girls are way too chill. Like, way too chill.
If there's someone, the face was already weird enough.
Oh, enough.
I understand watching the lady was weird, but that the lady walking by wouldn't creep me out too much. It would just make me leave the pool and go to home, which is exactly what they did.
Yeah.
But someone at the door,
no.
911 immediately, especially at their age. Like, it's not like you're a grown adult that can go be like, leave my lawn or whatever.
We'll learn later, like, they didn't even go to their dad. Like, all of this, they're just trying to process on their own.
Oh,
but one more thing happens.
God, I'm not ready.
I know.
It's too much.
So, before they started getting dressed, E got a text. She checked her phone and her eyes got wide and she just started saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I motioned her to hand me the phone. E had gotten a text from a random number, and it was a picture of us running out of the pool.
Shut up.
Dude, I can't. I'm so scared. I know.
I have goosebumps.
I know. Okay. It hadn't been an airdrop, which meant that somehow she had E's phone number. So now they ran to the dad, which I'm like, oh, hi. I would have been at my dad. The second I came in, I would have been like, Dad, there's this face. There's this creepy lady. Anyways. So we told E's dad, and he didn't seem to think it was a big deal. So he told us it was probably just a prank. There's no need to get worked up. And he went and looked outside and couldn't find anything. Now you have to understand, even though we were 100% sure we were being stalked, we couldn't do much about it. But that isn't the end of the story. In the morning, we went down by the pool to scope it out and see if we could find anything. And we did. Laying on the ground behind the bushes where the lady had been filming us, we found a piece of paper with E's phone number written on it. Dun, dun, dun. Now E and I have drawn our own conclusions about what happened, why it happened, and stuff like that. But honestly, this story has so many details and layers to it. It would be hard for us to explain all of it and not have this email take like 6 years to read. But the fact that people who have a podcast even read this and acknowledge that the story exists and happened to us is really cool. So thanks for reading. Thanks again, E and S.
Oh,
I can't.
my heart.
I can't.
I cannot even imagine. Like, okay.
Okay, first, guess. Guess what specific thing is in one way this totally normal thing, but you enter it into a scary
movie. The van. There's always an unmarked van.
Okay.
That always starts something terrible happening.
Yeah.
There's something really creepy about I feel like when I'm home alone and I'm terrified and I'm looking out the one window, like, is there someone outside or not? I'm always terrified of coming face to face with someone. That's my biggest.
Yeah.
Like especially at night when you go downstairs and you want to close the drapes or the blinds or whatever.
Just facing someone.
Having to face a black screen, a black window like that, and not knowing what's on the other side, and having to get close enough to close the blinds. I'm always terrified of coming face to face with someone.
I purposefully make my eyes not focus.
I'll try
on
not
what's
to look
beyond
at
the
all.
window.
Yeah, because the second you start thinking that way, you'll start seeing images. You know,
that's a good one. It's still not what I'm talking about, though.
It's still not. The dog collar, the ringing.
Still creepy, but not what I'm talking about.
The door shaking.
No, should I just say it?
Yeah.
Okay. When there are old people in scary movies.
The woman.
Think about how cute a little granny can be.
Did they say she was old?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought they said she was a pale old lady.
I heard pale, but maybe I missed the old thing.
I could have totally messed that up.
I agree.
But anyways, something about old people and children, the most innocent, precious things outside of a scary movie. The second you put a child in a scary movie where children are laughing or singing in that state, or an old woman that's creepily just walking, why is it?
I think it's because that's not their natural state. Because they're so
that's
innocent.
A good point.
It's unnerving when they're not. You know, it's you see an old grandma, at freaking McDonald's or whatever, just having a good time with her grandkids or something. That's precious and that's adorable.
Yeah.
But when you see them walking around at night, I feel like you never see a grandma walking around at night.
No.
They know not to.
Yeah.
Because they're vulnerable. They're older. Maybe they can't if something was to happen, they can't run away as fast.
Yeah.
I feel like they typically the sun goes down there inside.
Yeah.
So just to see them out late at night by themselves is creepy enough.
Oh,
and
God.
then doing weird stuff like that just puts it over the edge.
This story got me, man. I was literally reading it and I was with my family, and my brothers get really annoyed when I get locked into something because they'll try to talk to me and I don't respond. So Ryan kept trying to get my attention, and I was just I kept holding my hand up because I was
I'm in this.
I couldn't take my eyes off of it because the whole time I was just
what's gonna happen?
I would die. If I saw a face staring at me, the freaking jingle, being oh, okay, we're safe, and then hearing that. No.
And it's so funny. Again, I've mentioned this multiple times, but my sister and I used to live in an apartment complex, and we would go to the pool all the time.
Yeah.
And we would go at night a lot of the time because we would usually work during the day or have school. And like after a workout or something, I'd just be like, hey, you want to go like jump in the pool?
Yeah, and then jacuzzi.
We would go.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times we were there by ourselves.
Oh.
Because we didn't go at like prime times or on the weekend because it was always busy and I didn't want to swim with strangers. Like, I'd always be like, is the pool empty? Okay, let's go. And so that's when we would usually go. And there were multiple times where people would simply just be like getting their mail. Because our pool was at like the main house, so they would either be getting their mail or just like walking their dog or something. And we would always get real quiet and just kind of be like, who's there? Because it's an apartment complex. You don't know everyone. And it's creepy. So I'm just trying to picture like me and her there in the pool by ourselves and me looking over the fence and meeting a face.
No.
Did E or S say whether it was like the woman's face or if it was a man's face?
She basically was saying she didn't think it was the face, but it was dark, and she was like questioning, am I making this up? But then when she heard the man outside the door, she thinks that she saw the man. And then right after that, the woman came out, and then she somehow signaled the man. So she thinks it was just this weird like tag team thing going on.
But then they end up at her door. That's not a coincidence. I think they were scoping out.
And then the paper with her number on it, like something weird was happening.
Yeah, well, they were trying to make something happen is what it sounds like.
If I were to offer advice on this, next time run the second you see like a face or something like that, especially if you're by yourself, and immediately tell, if you're in a situation where like you live at home with your parents, immediately tell someone. If you don't, that's when you hop on a call real quick to be like, hey, like, because everything, like, you hear about these like crime things that happen, and it's always like they trace back to like, what was the last thing they text, or did they tell anybody where they were going? So, and I'm the type of person, I'm like, if you're going to kill me, I'm freaking taking you down with me. So like, I'll call and be like, or
on
send Ashley like a screenshot of like a license plate and be like, this guy's freaking me out if I die. Or like the other day we were somewhere and I was like, there's this like van and this creepy guy that I keep seeing somewhere. So like, if I ever die, tell them to look for a man and like this, you know what I mean? Because it's like, van. Like I would want to just at least have someone know like this weird thing just happened. Just be aware, And
I think it's like you said, I think a lot of times weird things like that, like every little detail that she mentioned is weird on its own, but weird things like that'll happen and your natural response is to dumb it down because 99% of the time it is nothing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because they were both women and because they were both young, that puts them in a very vulnerable position. And because they were also by themselves and because it was also at night, there's too many terrible things happening. Like you're in a swimsuit, which means you don't have shoes on, which means you can't run fast enough. You're in the water, which means you probably don't have your phone on you, like right within the vicinity. There's too many creepy things happening. So this can go for anyone, but specifically young women, like the second things start getting weird, you gotta go. Like you need to run.
Just live your life like me. Everyone's trying to kill you. Everyone is suspicious.
It's
then
too
you'll be
bad.
fine. Yeah.
It's too bad. You can't stick around and see like what's gonna happen. It's not in your favor to do that. It's okay to be rude to the old lady if she was simply walking her dog and just be like, leave me alone and run into your house, Or honestly, I think it's going to get a little more serious. I think if they were strategizing and planning to like kidnap the girls and do God knows what to them, I think it's better to be rude and show them that you would put up a fight and you would scream and you would wake up everyone in the vicinity when they grab you, because otherwise they think you might just be too scared and you wouldn't do anything. Yeah. It's better to look crazy than to look too innocent and safe. You know?
And they say, like, a lot of times they say, like, even when you're walking to your car at night or things like that, they said, don't be on your phone because that shows you're distracted, and your body language. So like when I'm walking to my car, I always like present myself as I'm like confident. I'm looking up. I'm constantly like scoping where I'm at, like looking like I'm like not scared. Even if I am scared, I always put a face on that I'm like, I'm fine. Like I'm just strolling to my car, because that's something predators like look for. They're like 100%. Looking for. Also, I heard ponytails.
Really?
Yeah. because it's an easy way to grab. So they said to be aware of your hair, which is
one more
interesting.
thing I'm gonna have to think about. I remember my very first job. I worked at night, and every job I've had, I always worked at night. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. It was just a thing. But I would always work super late at night till like 11:30, and I wouldn't get home till like 12:30 or 1 because I worked far away. But I remember my boss saying, always walk out with your keys in hand, because by the time I left, the whole rest of the staff was gone. Like, it was just me. There's no one to walk me to my car. So he would be like, always walk out with your keys in your hand. Always check your back seat and under your car before entering your car.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
All these random things. And I'm not kidding. I still do that to this day. I don't work super late at night, but if I'm like leaving somewhere and it's late and I'm by myself, or freaking parking structures are terrifying.
Oh my gosh, so
guys,
scary.
always look under your car in a parking structure. Sometimes it's dark. Yeah. I don't know why there's dark parking structures out there. Pucking. But they're out there. So this is just getting on a tangent of how to be safe.
Yes,
but like, yes, look under your car, look in your car.
Everyone's
have a flashlight.
trying to kill you. Be aware. Don't be dumb on Halloween. If someone's in a mask, run away.
That's to sum up this entire episode.
That is the entire episode. All you need to know. Of course, I have some freaking Halloween themed dad jokes. Because,
yeah, you do.
You know, you guys want them? I'm going to give them. These ones are brought to you by Honeymoon Meme P. I don't know. Something like that.
Try.
And the first one is, what did the skeleton call his cleaning business? I love how you like legit try to guess. No.
Pile of bones?
No.
Wait, hold on.
You're not going to get it.
I don't have it. I was really searching.
Ready? The Grim Sweeper.
Damn it! Oh man, I feel like if I had a couple more moments, I might have gotten closer. I don't think I would have gotten it, but I think I would have gotten closer. I'm hot.
Okay,
Harry
ready?
Potter robe's coming off.
Why did the vampire attack Taylor Swift?
No. I'm trying to think
feel
of
like
the song.
we're gonna need to edit out all these long pauses where you're just like guessing.
I'm trying to think of like her Reputation album. I feel like it has something to do with Reputation.
Can I just say it?
Because she had a big reputation. No, I'm just kidding. He wanted to suck.
She had bad blood.
Dang it!
You were close though.
Dang
it was
it.
a song title. So
I was going through it. At first I started with Red.
Oh yeah.
Album Red, her Red album. And then I was like, no, that has nothing. And then I was like, oh.
See, that's the
Reputation
beauty
album.
of dad jokes, Ashley, and I'm trying to get you to understand this.
I'm really working on
They don't have to really make sense, and you can literally turn anything into like whatever you want. And it's beautiful. It's an art. Some of you get it, some of you don't. So,
Guys, if you haven't yet, we would really appreciate it if you would like, rate, review, share our podcast.
Subscribe
to everyone that you know. I mean, post it on your socials, send out massive group chats, texts with the episode.
I will say too, for a while you guys were really good at sending us your selfies while listening. Mm-hmm. It's been dying down a little bit.
You're really slacking.
And we really look forward to that. So send us your selfies. Send us your edits.
We just really look forward to it.
Yeah, we just love you.
Since there haven't been as many, it's been, kind of, I'm just like, oh.
Crickets.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
We miss it. So please send us your selfies listening to our podcast. It gives us great fun when we see it. So
love it.
That would be great. Again, like, rate, review, share, subscribe, all those things. Follow us on our YouTube channel. Look forward to all of our social posts because they are phenomenal.
Top-notch.
We've been working so hard on them. And I feel like that's all we have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys. Rookie move. We will talk to you guys next week. And yeah, that's all we got.
Bye.
Bye.